But is all of this enough to tackle the increasingly tragic and ugly reality of cyberbullying? There are reports that suggest that a young 14-year-old in Mumbai has allegedly hung herself after being stalked on Facebook for several days. So is there really a role that parents need to play? What is the role of the mushrooming social networking companies? What is the role of the government? And of course, the role of physical communities as they exist right now. Are we as a society taking the issue of cyberbullying seriously enough at all? In fact, that's what we discuss on the social network today. Cyber-stalking, Mumbai teen kills self. Joining us on the show today to talk a little bit about that, we're joined by Commander Mukesh Saini. He looked after the IT security in the PMO with the Government of India, and we're also joined in the Delhi studio with Rakshit Tandon, who's a cybersecurity consultant with the Internet and Mobile Association of India. And we'll also be joined in just a few minutes by a young teen who uses Facebook to talk us through how traumatic it is really for a child. All right, I want to start with you first, Rakshit. I know that you are basically coaching students every single day, lakhs of students every single day across the country on the use of social media, the dangers of cyberbullying. What is your biggest concern when you look at it in context of what's actually happened with that young girl in Mumbai?
This is really very serious right now, and what I feel, there is a big gap with the parents and the students using internet access. I get very shocked when I find students of 9 or 10 years age faking their age and getting into social media, not aware about the dangers, and even mature kids like 14, 15, 16 having independent gadgets in their hands, open free internet access. And the parents are not aware what kind of usage are they having, whom are they chatting with, and they feel very proud saying that I have more than 500 friends.
Yeah.
And then when I ask them a question, do you know all of them? They hardly say, I hardly know 50 out of them.
Yeah.
And there are predators, there are pseudo-files, which we all know,
Yeah.
so that's where the danger lies.
Yeah.
So I think parent plays a very important role here.
In fact, Rakshit, I want to talk to you a little bit about that. We're looking at a huge generation gap here.
Right.
We're looking at a generation of parents who are just opening up to the idea of what social media is about. And then we're looking at their generation, their next coming kin or their children who grow up with social media, who grow up with smartphones and Facebooks. I mean, let's be honest about it. It is, parents are still trying to navigate this gray area of social media. So how can they actually bridge that generation gap and pick up on signs of cyberbullying should their kids be going through it?
First thing, I think the student should be reporting it immediately to the parents, which is the problem here in the society is if something bad happens with the child, he never reports it to the parent, nor to the school, or not to any of their seniors. And they keep on bearing that harassment for a few days or for a few months or whatever. They don't know how to report it. A parent should give a parental control system to the kids. They should not have independent gadgets like an iPad or a mobile with internet access where they don't even know what is it doing. If they give a desktop in a living room which is monitored at least on the screen, the parents can see what the kid is doing. They should have controlled internet, and that should be below 16. So at least children below 16 should have a controlled internet.
Okay, if I could just bring in Mukesh, one of the ways that Rakshit is suggesting is that have a little bit more supervision on what your kids are doing, whether they're 13, whether they're 16. This is all pretty brand new for all of us, except for the kids who are really growing up with, with peer communities, with everything is now happening online. Mukesh, you've written a book about parents and how to transition this gap between parents and kids. What can you say from that to add to what Rakshit has said?
I think I agree with Rakshit in general, but main issue which is coming is that should we stop the child from going to Facebook or the social media account? My answer is no. The parents have to learn the rules of road of the social media, and they have to then inculcate those rules of road to their children. Like when you go on the road, you tell the child that look left, look right, then cross the road. Similarly, you have to teach your child that when going on Facebook or when going on similar places, what are the threats, and keep the line of communication open all the time.